it doesn't affect me as long as I can work, as long as I can earn my money, as long as nothing happens to me, I'm fine, I'm good. Now, but then there are some people that would vote in every election, and they would check into newspapers, they would look into politicians or the rules. They would really care about politics. And when you ask about these people, why do you care about politics? They say it affects their future in life. So this comes back to your attitude. What about your attitude about politics? And another one is some people, they do not care about their safety at all. Let's take an example between Australia and the mud rampant in Malaysia. Okay, if you go to Australia, you will be amazed or you'll be ashamed by yourself. The first thing when they go inside the car, even if they sit behind, the first things when they sit down is to buckle their seatbelt. That is very natural for them to do. Now in Malaysia, we'll try our best not to put on our safety belt. I mean, even if we see the police, we try to hold it like this. And then when the police is gone, we just let it go. I'm sure it happens to you because it happens to me too. Okay, these are the attitudes. Why do Australian people, they behave in such way? Their attitudes about safety, because they are learned in this way. Even a 5-year-old boy in Australia, he does that. And the first time when I went there, I was a bit shocked. I mean, I was sitting behind and I asked them, do I have to put my seatbelt on? Because I just don't like that. And they say, yeah, you must do it. And next to me is a 5-year-old boy who just like this. Now, and then we have the mud rampant in Malaysia, okay? If you see them, they would do stunts like nobody else, okay? They will fly like a Superman. And they will zoom and zigzag like this, okay? Now, these people, why don't they care about their safety at all? You see, different people, they have different attitudes about different things, right? Now, and then talks about study. Some people look at study as an important factor. I personally look the importance of study. I think education is important. I think to change a country, to change the world, you need education. And one of the problems that people or children deprive of is the chance to be educated, the chance to go to school. Yep. But some people, they say not studying is all right as long as I can make good money. Yeah. Bargain, some people choose to bargain, some people not. Some people stealing attitude, some people say steal is good. An example of Robin Hood. Now, Robin Hood attitude, he steal on behalf of the poor. He steal the rich on behalf of the poor. So this is a very famous question. I mean, is it right for Robin Hood to steal? Seriously, if you ask the poor people, they say it's absolutely right. And if you ask the rich people, they say it's very wrong, okay? I used to hold a notion that Robin Hood's attitude was right, because what he was doing is that he was trying to help the poor. And because my schemas work in terms of the rich are crooked and they are cheaters, so I think that Robin Hood's attitude was right, okay? But somehow, reading a book by someone famous, he changed my schemas onto rich people or the economy or the poor people. He says that Robin Hood's action was actually wrong. Nobody forced anyone to become poor. It's because how you interact with the world that makes you poor or rich. Yeah. So right now my schemas has changed. Now I think that Robin Hood's attitude was wrong. I mean, to steal from the rich and give to the poor. Now, activities. Choose someone that you fairly know in life, and how would you describe that person? Now, there are some aspects that you choose to have and some aspects that you choose to leave out. Seriously. Now, there is a fashion designer and a trainer. Okay, they might see the same friend, but they will see the same friend differently. The attitude that they portray. As a fashion designer, the first thing he would see is your clothes, how you wear clothes, okay? But if it's a trainer will look at the physique of the person. Is this person, has this person been exercising lately? They have different attitudes about different things. What is the most important to them? what is the second important to them. Yeah. Now, attitude. When someone says you've got a really bad attitude, what does it mean? So once there was someone say you've got a really bad attitude. Okay. Now, Allport in 1935, as we have said in the first tutorial, Allport, he says attitude is a mental and neural state of readiness organized through experience, exerting a directive or dynamic influence upon the individual's response to all the objects and the situations which is related. So here, you can see that it is on to your mental aspect. You look in terms of your mental and your neural. Neural means neuron, okay? Biology means neuron. Okay, through your experience. You need experience to have attitude. Because when you do not have the experience, I'm sure you do not have the attitude. I hate snatch thief because I used to have experience about snatch thief. Okay, and then from that, you exert a directive or a dynamic influence, how you perceive the person to the objects or to the situations which is related. Now, attitude can be defined in the following. Relatively, now if you see this tree, the focus is on your feelings and your belief. Yeah, your feelings and your belief towards what? Towards objects, towards groups, and also towards events. Okay, these are your attitudes. Now, attitudes comes from the word aptus. Okay, in Greek word aptus. Aptus here means you are fit and ready for action. Your attitude goes. It actually affects you how you behaved. Now, you can look in terms of two dimensions here. Your attitude can be strong or weak. Some people have none attitude at all towards something. Some people have a weak attitude and some people have a strong attitude. Next one, some people have a positive attitude and some people have a negative attitude. Okay, you're free to give some examples. Now, attitude, some people ask, is it directly observable? Meaning, can you actually look at people's attitude? Sometimes you can, but for you to see that, it actually means that the attitude has changed to become the behavior. Attitude A, it goes to your B, behavior. Yeah? Next one, it works in two ways. Now, our behavior, it's mainly affected by our inner attitude as well as external social influences. Okay? Let's say for me, I would hang out with a group of friends and I would have no problem splashing money on food because my attitude towards food is important. Food is important. It's important for me to have good food. Okay? But some of my friends, different culture, different ethnicity, they would go to a fast food to buy a set of something, okay? And they would spend 30 minutes to choose which set they wanted to buy. And that really pissed me off a bit because for them, they have no problem spending 200-300 on clothes, but they have problems spending 10 ringgit or 9 ringgit on a set meal. Now, these are their attitudes toward food or towards clothing. They have a very different attitude from me. Yep, so from your attitude, it actually affects your behavior. Hereby, your internal attitudes and your external influences, you result in your behavior. Of course, you need external influences. Just by your internal attitudes, it doesn't work too much because it's your environment that stimulates you to behave in that particular way. Now, some of the components of attitude, some people suggested one component, meaning it's the affect. Affect means your feeling, okay, against a psychological object. Why do we say psychological object? Meaning it brings towards a cognitive aspect to you towards that object. Some people proposed the two components by Allport. Allport looks at the mental readiness to act. Are you ready to act? Your attitude. Yeah. It also guides evaluation or judgment responses. The third one is the three components. Now, the three components is what we are going to talk about. It looks at ABC. A means your affect, your feelings. B means your behavior, how you act, and C means your cognitive aspect. Of course, you have to go through some of thoughts, some thinkings. Now, it has an ancient